Hello friends, Intuitive Rene here, bringing you your Oracle reading for Sunday, the 11th of July 2021. And I have chosen all these blue decks to match my blue nails. We're having a blue day today for Sunday, but let it not be a blue day. Let me tell you, I have got 3 Oracle decks on the table here that I have shuffled and drawn from. We have the Energy Oracle cards over here. I have Mermaids and Dolphins Oracle over here. And this one over here is the Crystal Spirits Oracle. So we're going to see what crystal wants to work with us today and what its properties and representations are. So 3 cards to give us quite a nice reading and an idea for what is in store for us today for Sunday, the 11th of July. And, I like my Sunday readings to be with Oracle cards, so it's an Oracle card reading, but I also like Sunday to give you a little bit of insight into the week ahead. So what kind of energies for the week ahead, what do you need to hold with you? What do you need to focus on for the next couple of days? So we're going to start with the Energy Oracle cards. These are by Sandra Ann Taylor. Let's have a look and see what we have. Okay, so we have not really a fabulous card. Blue Sunday, we have got Broken Heart. Now, what I immediately get from Broken Heart, and I also want to notice that it's card number 9. It's all significant. If we look at the numerology of the 9 to start off with, 9 is the last single digit, which also means it's about achievement, it's about completion, it's about coming full circle. Because after 9, we go to 10, which brings us back to 1. 1 plus 0 gives you 1. So even though there's broken heart, and I do believe every single one of us watching this video, listening to this right now, every single one of us is experiencing a broken heart in one way, shape, form, or another. Let's be honest, life is pretty tough at the moment. We're all facing all sorts of dire circumstances. And nobody is unscathed. Nobody is getting through this current situation without being impacted and affected in one way, shape, form, or another. So we have to acknowledge the broken heart. We have to acknowledge the disappointment. But what I want to show you here is, so the heart has this huge big crack through it. It's got some bruises and some other markings, but it's this huge big crack through the center, and there's almost like a tear that's dropping off it. We need to acknowledge, and I know we're all being brave, we're all being tough, and we're all pretending like, nah, we're fine, we're not worried, we're okay, everything's all right. But the truth of the matter is, we need to acknowledge our feelings. We need to feel the feelings, okay? We need to feel the raw emotion. We need to know what's going on, because when we face the truth, when we face reality, suddenly it's easier to comprehend, suddenly it's easier to deal with, suddenly it's easier. When we ignore the heartache, when we ignore the broken heart, when we ignore the pain and the suffering, that pain and suffering festers and starts getting worse and worse and worse. And I think we're at a point now where we're done, we're complete, we finished, okay? We don't want any more of it. But if we don't acknowledge, if we don't face, if we don't deal, if we don't process, if we don't say, you know what, I'm feeling the pain, it's not fun, it's not easy. If we don't acknowledge that, we're not going to be able to move on past it. So, Energy Oracle for today, for Sunday, and obviously going into the next week, let's acknowledge, let's be real. Not necessarily with other people, not like, I don't want you to go and stand at the top of the mountain and scream out for the world that your heart is broken. It's not about that. It's just about acknowledging it within yourself. Be honest with yourself about your feelings, about what you're going through, and about the pain that you may be experiencing because of circumstances, situations, etc. So we need to be honest with ourselves, first and foremost. Like I said, what we do with it after that, I'm hoping the rest of the cards will tell us. But for now, it's about being honest with yourself. It's about facing the truth, and it's about being real. Let's have a look and see what magical mermaids and dolphins want to contribute. And this is a Doreen Virtue deck. So it's an old deck. Let's see what it wants to add. Okay, you see. So I know I say this often, but I can't make this stuff up. Self-forgiveness. So here we have this beautiful mermaid, and she's combing her hair, and she's focusing on nurturing the self. The message at the bottom, it says, let go of old guilt and remember that you are God's perfect child. And I do think, let's go back to the broken heart. Self-forgiveness, let go of old guilt, and remember that you are God's perfect child is definitely saying to you, acknowledge the feelings, acknowledge the pain, acknowledge the hurt, acknowledge the suffering that you may be experiencing, that you may be going through within yourself. Take time to nurture yourself, take time to take care of yourself. You know, We there's so much pressure on us to perform, there's so much pressure on us to be, there's so much pressure on us to achieve, and all of this pressure is, it's really taking its toll on every single one of us. So we need to forgive ourselves and release ourselves from that pressure. We need to release ourselves from those burdens, and we need to acknowledge that it's tough, it's hard, and maybe we're not coping, maybe we're not doing as well as we want to do, expected to do, or can do. Okay, and that's all right. That's all right. Forgive yourself for not being perfect. Because let's be honest, every single one of us have got some lumps and bumps and bruises. Every single one of us have got some kind of brokenness around us. And it's okay. It's okay. Forgive yourself. Release yourself from that burden. Allow yourself to be perfect as you are, because you are perfect as you are, just like it says. And remember that you are God's perfect child. You are perfect as you are, lumps, bumps, scratches, and bruises as it is. You are perfect, but you need to acknowledge that. Acknowledge your imperfections, acknowledge who you are. Forgive yourself for always trying to be more than, and just be okay with who and what you are, because that's important today. Right, I'm now going to look at the Crystal Spirits Oracle, and this is by Colette Baron Reed. She is just phenomenal. So let's see what crystal energy wants to work with us, what crystal energy we need to be mindful of or aware of, and what crystal energy can help us process whatever it is that we need to process. So the crystal is, oh gosh, I'm loving the colors. So let's see if I can say its name. Chrysocolla. Chrysocolla. It looks gorgeous. I don't have a piece of this, so I can't show you a real piece of it. And I'm not going to profess to be a absolute crystal guru. I am going to look it up in the Crystal Spirits guidebook. So let me see if I can find it. It is number 16. Okay, right, I have got it here. So I'm going to read to you from the guidebook because of the Chrysocolla crystal, just to see what its properties and what its message is for you. And it says, when you speak your truth, you are being true to your soul's desire to participate in the co-creation of a better world and a better life for you. Again, I can't make this stuff up. You know, in case you think I'm not being honest with you, I just see if I can get the camera to. When you speak your truth, you are being true to your soul's desire to participate in the co-creation of a better world and a better life for you. I think that that sentence on its own just completely clarifies what I've been saying about these other two cards. And I do think this is such an important message for the week ahead, for today and for the week ahead. We need to. Okay, let me carry on reading. Chrysocola's spirit message for clear, authentic speech that arises from your heart is this: the force of the conscious universe's love is here for you today as you choose to speak up and speak out, for you can be a clear channel for what needs to be said. Your voice is so very important, for you are a unique being with your own calling and destiny, and the conscious universe expresses truth through you. Practice choosing your words consciously as you voice a difficult truth. These are difficult truths, and speak up on behalf of somebody who has felt powerless for too long. Be assured that because of your commitment to heartfelt communication, your voice will ring out, cutting through the noise today. I think that is just such an awesome message. And I know it's not always easy to get our hands on these crystals, but what you can do is you can take a screenshot of this image and you can use that. But every time you think of the name, every time you say the name, every time you remember this image and put your intention on this image, you will allow the properties of that crystal to work with you and through you, and to help you be a clear channel for communication. I also want to just read that first sentence again, because I do think that first sentence was incredibly appropriate. When you speak your truth, you are being true to your soul's desire to participate in the co-creation of a better world and a better life for you. Okay, so that's going to be the key. That's going to be the message from the Coca-Cola crystal. And acknowledge and forgive. Friends, I do think that's an incredibly powerful message for the next couple of days, for today, for for Sunday and for the week ahead. As always, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. Take care.